Hey guys, Henry here, and today we're going to be coming back at you with another Path of Exile 2 video. Today we're going to be talking about a couple of new unique items that were just teased a couple days ago, as well as some new support gems for the upcoming 0.2.0 patch that's going to come out, I think, later in the March months, around March 20th, March 21st. So let's take a look at it right now. I'm just going to jump right into it and see what we've got. I haven't seen these yet, so let's just jump right into it and see what they got for us. So first off, we have the Bringer of Rain, which is a decorated helm. And we have 249 armor, 224 evasion rating. So we have increased percentage to armor and evasion, more to accuracy, more to life regen. And always remember, in a unique item, the last 2 or 3 lines are usually the most important. Next we have can't use chest armor. This is a huge negative. Can't use chest armor, that's huge. Okay. But you can wield 2-handed axes, maces, and swords in one hand. So it's kind of like Titan's Blood. Titan's Blood is a keystone on the strength side of the passive tree that basically lets you do the exact same thing. But the big difference is, the big drawback is that it takes triple the amount of attribute requirements to be able to hold the weapon. This, however, it doesn't require the attribute thing. It just says you can hold it, but you can't use chest armor. I don't know if that's worth it, to be honest with you. Not being able to use chest armor is a pretty big negative. I'm sure there's a way to make it work. We're going to have to just wait and see until the builds start coming out, because that's a huge, huge negative, and I don't know if people are going to be okay with that. But let's see what the next one is. So next we have the Hammer of Faith, which is a giant maul. So we got 325 to 488 damage, 0.99 attacks per second. That's pretty slow. 239, so we have percentage increase physical damage, percentage decrease attack speed, which is kind of already looking pretty bad, because a lot of people complain about attack speed being a problem with warriors because they have all that animation before the actual move comes out. 10% to all elemental res, which is nice. 50% increased mana regeneration rate, and gaining a random shrine buff every 10 seconds. That is pretty good. I believe there is a shrine that gives more attack speed along with movement. It's the one with the wing on it. I forgot what it's called. But I guess if outside of that one, it seems all right. Again, I need to mess with it, especially since I'm making a slam warrior right now myself in PoE2. I'm in the process of actually getting that character to maps. It's feeling pretty good. I'd love to be able to test it with this hammer, but right now that's not possible because, we don't have the patch yet. So in time, we'll be able to mess with it more, and hopefully we'll be able to see some people and some builds going with these items. So finally, which I think came out like an hour ago, they just sneak peeked some support gems that are going to be added to the game amongst many. So let's go over the ones that they've released so far. So first off, we have Derange, which is a support gem that requires intelligence. It supports skills which you use yourself, which can deal damage. Support skills gain an energy shield cost equal to your intelligence, while also dealing more non-ailment damage over time based off of your intelligence. So this is going to basically... Okay, so the way it works is, if you have, let's say, like 150 intelligence, it's going to cost 150 ES every time you cast this. While also dealing more, not increased, but more, which is a big difference, for non-ailment damage over time based off your intelligence. So this is very good for chaos builds, because stuff like, energy or essence drain and contagion, they both do non-ailment based damage over time. And this is also scaled off of intelligence. So the more intel you have, the more it's going to cost, but also the more damage it's going to be doing. And it's more, not increase. So more is a multiplier. So it's a percentage increase, which is really nice to have. So this would be good, because I actually made a essence drain contagion build for my witch. The problem is that it costs a lot of life because it's a blood mage. So I'm still trying to work it out a little bit, but I feel like it needs to be a bit stronger, and hopefully this deranged support gem will make it a lot better for that. Alright, what's next? Alright, Volcanic Eruption. So attack, AoE, melee strike, projectile, trigger, fire. It's a lot of tags. Supports melee skills that you use yourself. Support skills trigger Volcanic Eruption on hit against ignited enemies. So support strikes trigger Volcanic Eruption on hitting ignited enemies. Okay, let's see what it looks like. Ah, okay. So it makes these little baby volcanic rocks come out of the ground. I don't know how much more damage it really does, but... Okay, so Embitter. Support skills that can damage enemies with hits, causing all sources of damage gained to instead be treated as damage gained as extra cold for supported skills. If supported skills would gain extra damage of any other type, they would gain cold damage instead. Okay, so this is a way for you to force, it's like a deterministic way of forcing cold damage on gain, right? And the way that gain works is a portion of the damage you deal, you gain that damage as whatever the damage it says. So this forces the type to be cold instead of whatever the other type is. So it's a bit, I know I explained that a bit weird, but it's a way for you to kind of like focus target the type of damage you want to do on something. So that means that, let's say you would normally gain damage as fire, you can force it as cold. So you could throw a fireball and have it freeze people, theoretically. Kind of like right here. There you go. See, look, exactly what she's doing. That's cool.
Stay dead.
Okay, concoct. Support skills you use yourself, which damage enemies with hits. Support skills consume a percentage of your maximum life flask charges. Oh, this sounds like something that would be good on a Pathfinder. Inflicting more power for bleeding based on life flask charges consumed. Supported skills consume 20% of your maximum life flask charge on use. Supported skills have a 2% more magnitude of bleeding they inflict per life flask charge consumed. Okay, so yeah, you definitely, this is a Pathfinder. This is a Pathfinder support gem, 100%. You get a bunch of passives that give you more charges. Use less charges, you gain more flash charges, all that stuff. For anything involving flash charges, you get that on your passive skill tree. You get the Pathfinder Ascendancy, and you get the Bleeding Concoction, probably with I think it's called Hail Rake, or like the bow that basically increases all of your quivers stuff by like 200% or 250%. And you get like +1 projectile skills, and you throw this on, and it's like you're bleeding like crazy. And you're going to empty the guy's life bar. I can see this being OP already. And I've been wanting to make a Pathfinder for a while. I think that's going to be the next character that I make. But it's looking pretty interesting. Commiserate. Okay, dexterity. Support skills you use yourself, which can cause damaging hits. Supported skills inflict more powerful ailments if you are afflicted with those ailments at the time of use, while also removing you any ailment that they inflict. Ailments inflicted by supported skills have 30% increased magnitude if you are afflicted with that ailment when inflicting it. That's such a okay. So does that mean, okay, so that means if you have the ignite ailment on yourself, you will cause 30% increased magnitude to the enemy of the same ailment. So if you have an ignite ailment on you and you throw an ability that causes ignite on the enemy, it will have 30% more magnitude if it causes ignite. That's what that means. When inflicting an ailment with a supported skill, remove that ailment from yourself. Oh, okay. So if you inflict ignite, let's say for example, on an enemy, when you have ignite on yourself, it will remove it from yourself when you inflict it on the enemy. That's actually pretty useful for utility sakes. It's a good way to remove ailments in general, if you feel like you're suffering from a lot of them. So, commiserate, interesting tactic. I'm not sure 100% what Ascendancy would take care of that. Maybe like an Infernalist, because I see Infernalist on the screen here, and okay. So she had ignite on her, and she casted it on the enemy, and the support gem got rid of it from herself and casted it on them. Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so these are some really interesting support gems. I can't wait to see more of what they do next. I feel like it's going definitely in the right direction. I'm really excited to see what they do about the end game, because right now I think the weakest part of the game, in my opinion, is the end game. Right? It's fun. It has its moments, but right now the way that the end game is done is kind of, I mean, I guess obviously it's bare bones because it's fairly new, the game still, right? But it doesn't feel as rewarding as mapping does in PoE 1. And I think that what they need to do is really kind of just work on the end game, just keep doing the end game. Make the end game as amazing as possible, because I feel like the end game is more important. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Anyways, listen, guys, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like these new support gems? Do you guys like the new unique weapons and items? Let me know in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.